So, guys, my name is Daskai, and I'm going to discuss about how you can get into the network of wash. You know, most of us are probably really trying to make it in life. Most of us are trying to get money. Most of us are trying to get into the monies. And nowadays, we hear stories of people just getting rich overnight, Hey, we hear stories of some kids are like 20 years old and they're driving huge cars, And we wonder to ourselves that, man, I'm in my late 20s, I'm in my 30s, and I'm still broke, And you look at these kids walking around with big cars and you wonder, how did these kids create this fortune at this young age? Some of these kids, maybe they inherited the wealth, but a lot of these kids, a lot of, not just kids, a lot of guys out there who are driving huge cars, who are wealthy, actually got their breakthrough through wash or washing of dirty cash into clean cash. So I know as I'm saying this, you are probably salivating, and most of you, I know, if given a chance to get inside this network, you will probably not even think twice. You will just decide, okay, let me just get the cash. And I'm going to show you how you're going to get into this network. But one thing is that choices have consequences. And I'm also going to talk about the consequences later, after I've given you the way you can get into the wash network and become a rich guy overnight, a rich person, a rich lady overnight. So, when you have money, when you have liquid cash, let's say you have like 20 million, and this money, you got it through some shady deals, you got it through selling of drugs, maybe corruption. This money, if it's liquid cash, you don't want to put it to the bank, because especially if you're a person who's just a normal guy, you're not a millionaire, you're not a billionaire. If you take this cash to the bank, you're going to be arrested, and they're going to do an investigation on you to actually know how you got this cash. So most people decide to put this cash maybe in their house, and some people even dig, especially if you are even here in the city, you can dig inside your house and store this cash. Just create your own safe inside your house. Maybe it's a bedroom, anyway, and store this cash there. So most people come up with creative ways like that, but probably that's usually never not the safest way to keep your cash. The safest way you can keep your cash is taking it to the bank. And when you have this dirty money, you have this money from wash, you cannot just take it to the bank. As I've said earlier, they're going to even block that account, and you're going to lose the money. So most people eventually decide to wash, to do the wash thing. So doing the wash thing is easy, and that's why you see a lot of businesses, big businesses opening up in Nairobi, in the cities, So someone decide, okay, I have this like 20 million, let me wash this money. So the process of washing your dirty money, you can just decide to buy a huge business somewhere, and you can just decide to buy a huge apartment somewhere. You can just decide to buy a piece of land, and once you have bought this property, to make the money clean, you're just going to buy it like you bought it this month, and maybe after 2 or 3 months you sell the thing, and after selling it, you request your money to be transferred straight to the bank. So when the money is transferred to the bank, that will be clean money. Clean will be the process. So when you have dirty money, 10 million or 20 million, you buy a property, and after buying a property, if you want to make the cash to become clean money, you can sell the property, and your money will be transferred to the bank. So when the money you got from the selling of this property is transferred to the bank, that will make that money become clean money. That's wash. So that's how people do nowadays. And you wonder, like, okay, man, what's going on? You see a young kid, living life on the edge, living life like a pop star, living life like a movie star, and you're like, man, I wish I had this. So let me show you how you're going to get inside this network. So choices have consequences, and getting into this network is also not easy. You need to be really dedicated. You'll need to make a lot of friends. You need to network. You need to be a social band, You need to visit all the high-end clubs in Nairobi and try to make friends. You need to do your research even online, and know how you can get into this network. Go to places like Kilimani, into huge clubs, make friends with people who have money. Make friends with people who have money, first of all. Live, and also how you look, You also need to be presentable when you go to these huge places, posh places. People need to see you as one of them, and you need to dress well, put nice cologne, good shaven hair, And when you walk to these places, you also need to make sure you build friendships, strong friendships, with people who have money. Let people trust you, If you find someone who you think is in the business, try to befriend them. Try to make sure that this person trusts you 100%. Befriend them, and that's not going to take like 2 or 3 months. It's going to take a year or some years, But eventually, when you find someone who trusts you, it will be easy for them to show you their dirty sides, If this person is into wash and he trusts you 100%, he's eventually going to introduce you to the thing. And sorry for that. So, like I've said, you need to visit areas like Westlands, Kilimani, Riverside, Make friends with people who have money. Make friends with even politicians if you find anyone, Also the political class, these people, they have a lot of money and they do a lot of the crazy deals. You also need to make friends with them, and just make sure you get inside that network, And after that, you're going to navigate your way into being a millionaire, And these deals, some of them are very dangerous. That, first of all, as just a reminder, after getting into the network, because you'll be a newbie, you'll be a new guy, these people are going to use you. One thing you need to know, and that is the most dangerous phrase, when you are new, let's say, let me give you a simple example. When you make friends with a rich guy who's selling drugs, so this person will want to use you to maybe start transporting drugs for him. And that's the most dangerous bit. So this person, because you are new and you are a broke guy, you're not there yet, you're not a millionaire yet, this person is going to use you. He'll make you be like his shield, his or her shield. So the first part will be very dangerous, because maybe you'll be used as a shield to these rich people. They're going to use you, they're going to use you as, maybe if someone is selling drugs or body parts of people who have died, they're going to make you their transporter in the initial stages. So you're going to be a transporter, you're going to be transporting drugs, cocaine, heroin, body parts of people, and stuff like that. And that you might do that for quite a long time. And eventually you're also going to start to become rich, and you're also going to start to know how to be doing these deals by yourself. Eventually you'll start to know, okay, you'll just do it by yourself. Like it will be an instinct, like, okay, I also want to be my own employer. So you're going to start selling drugs by yourself also, because you've also gathered your enough money, and you also start to be doing your own deals by yourself. But that will take a little bit of time. So that's how you can enter the network. So lastly, let me talk about the consequences. So choices have consequences, and consequences of these things are harsh, especially if you're in the early stages, because you're going to be used with the big wigs as a shield, and it will be very easy for you to be caught. It will be very easy for you to land into the hands of the authorities. And when you land into the hands of the authorities, and your manager who has been using you, most likely, if the person is not a loyal kind of guy, he'll just disappear, and he'll leave you to rot in jail. He'll leave you to rot in jail. And also, that's just how it's going to end. And I'm talking about, this is the starting phase of you getting yourself into the wash business. The earliest stage is the worst one, is the critical one, because you're going to be arrested very easily. If you survive through that stage, that will be like you've succeeded. If you survive through the initial stages, that will be very lucky of you. So these things are very dangerous, and I'm not recommending any of you, if you have alternative, I'm not recommending any of you to involve into wash. But at the end of the day, it's you who have to decide. But for me, in this channel, I'm just trying to educate you, because these things have really harsh consequences. When you're found, you're going to really feel the music. But the ones who've already get past that initial stages, who are now the big wigs, who are now doing it with protection, these people, they'll also pay for the consequences, because doing wash, most times you might think that okay, you're not hurting anyone, but you're hurting a lot of people indirectly, especially if you're doing corruption. You're stealing a lot of cash, and you're in government. You might think that, okay, this is just money, I'm stealing it, I'm hurting no one, but there's a lot of people, a lot of local wananchis who cannot even put food on the table, and you're stealing billions of shillings and taking these billions of shillings to store somewhere. Money that you're not even going to finish. Some people really steal a lot of cash. That's crazy amount of money that even if they decide to use 10 million every day, the money is not going to end in their lifetime. So imagine. And some people cannot even put food on the table. Some people cannot even buy 100 shilling worth of unga, and you have like billions of shillings stored somewhere. They're just doing nothing. So these things will eventually catch up with you. They eventually catch up with you, even if you think that you cannot, you are untouchable. Also, if you're in the drugs business, being a drug cartel, it will eventually going to catch up with you, because you are really spoiling lives of a lot of people, because these drugs, they come even in the ghettos, in the slums. Kids use these drugs and it spoils their life. So you're really making cash, but you are hurting a lot of people at the same time. So guys, that's how I conclude. If you agree with what I've said, thank you. Kindly like, share, subscribe, and let's meet again in the next video. So guys,